Call the meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District. This meeting has been called in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. We do have a quorum as all members are present. And please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Now we have Mr. Shane Strubarg with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. Tonight's pledge will be led by Aiden Rubalcaba. Aiden Rubalcaba is a fourth grade student at Long Elementary, where he has been on the principal's pride list since kindergarten and is a part of the Gifted and Talented program. This year, he has represented Long Elementary in UIL Number Sense, Rangers Dance Academy as a folklorical dancer, Robotics Club, and Coding Club. He's also been a part of the Ranger Chess Team and Rangers Runners Club. His extracurricular activities outside of school, as if that wasn't enough, Little League Baseball, Boys and Girls Club Basketball League, Harlingen Youth Football League, all while maintaining his grades and excellent star scores. Aiden enjoys reading, sports, movies, and the University of Texas Longhorn. You've got 3 Longhorns over there. He plans to attend the University of Texas and play baseball, all while earning his degree towards either education or science. Aiden is a great role model for his 2 younger sisters and continues to make his older brother and parents proud. He is joined tonight by his parents, Victor and Amanda. Ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Rubalcaba.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Thank you. Well, thank you so very, very much. Very accomplished. Will the parents please stand? Parents, please stand. Thank you so very much. And now we have awards and recognition. This is very special to celebrate and honor outstanding leadership of our students. We'll begin with recognition of the robotics regional champions, Mr. Shane Strubarg.
Thank you, Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and esteemed audience. 3 years ago, HCISD partnered with First Robotics, a world robotics organization, to introduce a unique opportunity for our students to get hands-on experience with collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and character development through a robust robotics program. That moment in 2015 has turned into a movement with 57 robotics teams throughout our district now. Hands down, there is not a more successful district in the state of Texas when it comes to the implementation of robotics. Fast forward to this year, 24 teams from across the valley participated at the Regional Robotics Championship. The top team from that championship was given 1 golden ticket to compete at the 2018 First Robotics World Championship. At this year's World Championship, there will be 65,000 participants. Over 80 countries from around the world will be in attendance. We are super proud to announce that the Travis Elementary Patriotic Bots have won this year's regional championship and will be advancing to the World Championship next week. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, would you please come forward to help us recognize this outstanding team? Representing the patriotic bots are the following students. Aiden Guajardo. Aiden, stand over here. Joshua Del Valle. Dante Sandoval. Shelby Belmontes. And Isabel De Leon. I just want the audience and board to know that these students were also competing against middle school students as well. I would also like to call up and recognize the following coaches. Jesse Saldivar. Zulma Salmas. And unable to join us tonight, Miriela Cantu. And of course, their biggest cheerleader, their principal, Miss Beulah Rangel. Trustees, can we get all the trustees to come forward for a group photo? I would also like the parents to stand up and be recognized. Parents, if you're here. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. President, if I may.
Yes, Dr. Munoz, please.
Wow, you know, if you have never seen these students perform in the robotics, it's amazing. When I first thought about robotics, I thought, man, they're in there moving little machinery and putting pieces together. It goes so way beyond that. It goes so way beyond that. The fact that they're working in teams, the fact that they're actually having to do a presentation and they're actually having to show emotions and strategize together. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch them, it's unbelievable. Not only that, but to think about, you know, we have our assistant principal here who not only does he have a full plate, but he's also taking on the role of these students and taking them to the World Championship. That's huge. So congratulations to you, Jesse. But it's all about the students, guys. You have some wonderful, wonderful role models in front of you. Mrs. Rangel, of course, you're always there supporting them. Congratulations. Mrs. Zuma, awesome job. You guys are doing amazing, kids. Continue to work hard, continue to have fun, because that's what life is about, right? You'll learn that. It's about having fun, and apparently you guys having a lot of fun. So good work. Continue to have as much fun as you can. Good job.
Thank you. And we have recognition of students who qualified for the National Speech and Debate Association Middle School Finals. We have Ms. Leanne Hentz.
Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administrative team, and audience, I am honored and thrilled to be able to recognize these extremely talented young men and young women that you're going to see this evening. They competed against over 200 plus students throughout HCISD middle schools in February at our first middle school national qualifier ever. And they had to place first or second in their respective events to qualify for the middle school national tournament that's going to be held in Fort Lauderdale, Florida this June. So you can imagine how competitive those 2 days were. Dr. Cavazos was able to witness that. So before I recognize the students and the coaches, I want to thank you, Dr. Cavazos and Dr. Noyola and Mr. Joseph Villarreal for the support that you have given me and this initiative. I have watched these students not only find their confidence, find their voice, and pursue their passion. And they get to do that because you guys started this initiative, and we truly, truly appreciate it. Okay? If you would like to come down, and we'll recognize Dr. Cavazos and Mr. McShan. Marcos Gonzalez, Vela Middle School, 8th grade, Lincoln Douglas debate. Ava de la Pena, 6th grade, Memorial Middle School, Lincoln Douglas debate. Matthew Heap, 8th grade, Christopher Ringianu, 7th grade, Vela cross-examination debate. Axiel Jimenez de Castillo Gutierrez, Student Congress. Valeria Batista, Vela, Student Congress. Oh, slow down. Sure. Mr. Strudvart told me I had to be fast. Where did we leave off? Oh, there's Aiden. Can you imagine what these kids are going to be like when they get to high school?
Good job. Good job.
He brought his gavel. Okay, where did I leave off? Abigail Burton, 8th grade, Vela, informative speaking and impromptu speaking. The students could qualify in more than one event if they place first or second. You're going to see a couple of those kids that have 2 to 3 plaques. So they'll be competing in 3 events because they qualified and they took those spots. That was Aiden. No. Where is Aiden? Wait, let's take the L. Aiden, oh, you didn't come up. I called you. There you go. Sorry, my fault. Sorry, Aiden. Aiden's also a sixth grader, just like Axiel. All right. Christina Banda from the School of Health Professions, extemporaneous speaking. Sadie Jensen, sixth grade, Vela Middle School, extemporaneous speaking. Just to point out, the sixth graders were competing against the seventh and eighth graders. So yes, these sixth graders beat out some eighth graders for these spots. It's very impressive. Josh Cruz, eighth grade, Vela impromptu speaking. Nativity Poe, eighth grade, Memorial Middle School, original oratory.
Sir, slow down. You're only in what grade are you? Oh my God, slow down.
Benjamin Trevino, eighth grade, Memorial Middle School, prose interpretation.
Bella, right? Bella.
Cole Kibler, eighth grade, Vela, prose interpretation, poetry interpretation, and duo interpretation with his partner Caleb Davis. Come on up, Caleb. They're duo partners. Just so you know, the middle school national tournament takes place at the same time as the high school national tournament takes place. So it's really neat to see them get to go and witness the high school competition at the same time. And the trend we're starting to see, which is why we started this initiative, 2010 they started the middle school nationals, and it's been a dream of mine to get HCISD at the middle school nationals. Because guess who's winning at the high school nationals? Kids that were middle school national champions. And so we have to start, or we don't have a chance. We have a huge competitive edge now. These kids will have already been there, competed against the best and brightest, private and public schools. So it is one of the largest academic competitions in the world. Also, we have a lot of countries too, Shane, at ours. Maybe not as many, but. Aaron Blunt, eighth grade. Poetry interpretation and duo interpretation with Levi Ince, eighth grade. Thank you for carrying him, Aaron. No, I'm kidding. He knows. I joke with him. Gabriella Rubio, eighth grade, Coakley Middle School, dramatic interpretation, humorous interpretation, and original oratory. She's humorous, dramatic, and she can write a speech. That's a triple threat. Lily Lamon, seventh grade, Vela Middle School, dramatic interpretation. And Alec Araguz, seventh grade, correct? Coakley Middle School, humorous interpretation. The last one. We're going to come down and take a group photo. I would now like to bring their coaches up to be in the photo. These are the unsung heroes that are up at 4 a.m. driving and taking these kids all over the valley in Corpus Christi to prepare for nationals. Yvette Connell and Jason Izquierdo from Vela Middle School. Mr. William Ott from Gutierrez Middle School. Amy Sharp from the School of Health Professions. Sally Cavazos Navarro and Julia Bender at Memorial Middle School. And thank you to all the principals that have supported this initiative throughout.
Yes. All right, everybody. Good? All right, everyone look at George first with a big camera. And this is your teeth. Smiles. Right here. Everyone look right here. Okay, now find your parent. Congratulations.
Who's speaking to this?
Mr. President, may I
Yes.
comment, please?
Yes, Ms. Laurier.
What an extraordinary evening. I mean, we're just really on top of the world right now. This is such an exciting time, and I want to say congratulations from all of us to the students who are extraordinary, to the parents who soar in excellence in terms of their support, and certainly to the leadership team here, Dr. Cavazos and his staff, and to the teachers and the parents. You know, this is extraordinary. It's absolutely extraordinary. And we have more to come tonight. You know, we're honoring so many outstanding students. And so to the principals of all of these schools, I want to say congratulations. And my particular point of the moment is that I would like to thank the district for the fact that we have multiple campuses represented here tonight. So it's the job of each of the principals and all of their staff and the parents and the children there to make their school the very, very best in the whole wide world. And we believe each one of you happens to be that way. But it's our job to see to it that we do not have only one school excelling And it's so we see the balance frequently between one school will excel in one thing and another school will excel in another thing. But tonight what we see, by putting together all the middle schools, we see representation from 4 or 5 of these middle schools. I lost count literally with my pen. It's just so significant in this school district that we have reached a point where we have multiple schools, be they elementary or middle school or high schools or special schools, that we have multiple schools achieving and also working together and going to competitions together and becoming acquainted as members of the same community in the city and in the school district, which we all are. We're all one big family. And so I really say kudos for this program's development because in particular, I'm absolutely thrilled to see multiple schools winning. And certainly for the principals who are here, you have the very best. I know each one of you has the very best. For us, we've got all of you, and we are super proud of all of you. So thank you very much.
And thank you, Mrs. Fleury. I would be remiss if I did not recognize the parents. Parents, we appreciate certainly your commitment, but more importantly, that you're supporting public education. And we as a board and superintendent, we're focused on making sure that that promise that we made to you over the years, that investment you're making is now paying dividends. That's our focus. That would always be our mission, to do the very best to make sure that every child reaches his or her hopes and dreams. And will the parents who are here, will you wave your hand to us? Parents, stand up. Parents are here. All right. We appreciate it. I remember 30 years ago when I was doing this, I was a parent out there more or less, when my kids were, doing this kind of stuff. But it's amazing. We're so proud of you. Thank you. And now we will go to recognition of Harlingen High School South Future Business Leaders of America students who placed in the top 5 at the FBLA State Leadership Conference. Is it Marcus Almanza?
All right,
Mr. Almanza, okay.
Good evening, Mr. President, Board of Trustees, Dr. Cavazos, Administrative Senior Team. Future Business Leaders of America is the largest and oldest student business organization in America. FBLA is a national career and technical student organization whose mission is to bring business and education together in a positive working relationship through innovative leadership and career development program. For more than 75 years, FBLA has helped high school and middle school students successfully make the school to career transition. FBLA helps students develop character and leadership skills, good citizenship, financial management skills, and global marketing knowledge. On March 10th, 17 students from the Harlingen High School South FBLA chapter competed at the Texas FBLA State Leadership Conference, which was held in Dallas, Texas. This event hosted over 1,000 of Texas's best and brightest students who were there to showcase their talent as future business leaders. At this time, I would like to introduce some of our outstanding students who have qualified for national competition, which will be held in Baltimore, Maryland, from June 28th to July 2nd. These students will compete against students from all across the United States. My first group is, sorry. Can you please come down? Our first group we'd like to recognize is Christopher Rayner and Matthew Cavazos, who placed second in Sports Entertainment Management. Our second group we'd like to recognize is Jacob Fraga, Mia Medrano, Lucero Salceda, Colin Galoon, and William Bell, who placed first in parliamentary procedures.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Next, we'd like to recognize Michael Gonzalez, who placed third in network design. Unable to attend was Mark Colmenares, who placed second in impromptu speaking, and Erica Hernandez, who placed fifth in journalism. Now, Mr. Alvarez would like to say a few words.
Hi, good afternoon and good evening, and congratulations, students. And this just in, I have the privilege of introducing y'all to Cristina Canete. She is our BPA sponsor, a CTE teacher at Harlingen High School, and two of her HHS students. Now, these two students competed at the state BPA conference, and both of them placed first place, which qualifies them to go to nationals, okay? And so the nationals are gonna be held in Dallas on May 9th through the 13th. And so it is my extreme pleasure and privilege to also introduce to y'all Clarissa Posada, who placed first in advanced interview skills.
Look at that. I mean, her mom. Look at that. Her mom was. I love it.
Great job. And Mary Claire Todd, who placed first as well in prepared speech. Both FBLA and BPA, BPA stands for Business Professionals of America, are these business-related industries that promote the best qualities in leadership of our students. Where's Marcos? There.
Can you tell? The other one? Yeah, that's right. Keep it going. He did.
Sure, Mr. President, just brief comments. So first of all, and I'm not just saying how impressed I am with this group because the superintendent's son is one of the awardees, but what an impressive group, and I think you guys can really show us a lot of parliamentary procedures. Maybe we'd like it if you leave, so you don't have to correct all our mistakes up here. But
That's right.
you guys just phenomenal on not just business leaders, but y'all are on a path towards just becoming leaders in life, and I'm just so impressed with your poise, with your confidence, you're just on a great path. So we're excited for you, and what gives me great pleasure is the fact that you guys are such caring individuals, and the FBLA is such a great program, and you're learning so much from this, contributing, but also gaining back from all the folks you meet and the network that you make along the way. So really proud of you. I think you're headed to Baltimore. I hope you get to catch a game at Camden Yards while you're there, but enjoy enjoy the trip. See, I couldn't do what you did at my when I got nervous going past the checkpoint, and now you guys are going all over the country, leading these organizations and things like that. And so you guys are well ahead of where I was at your stage. So really proud of you. Keep up the great work. You reflect great credit on your parents, of course, and the community in Harlingen. And we're really proud of you. Congrats.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pettis. This is a special group, really, and I must say I have a flashback when I think about, particularly with parliamentary procedure. I want to share with you that that's probably one of the main reasons why I was able to lead through my life from college to become an adult. It's parliamentary procedure. That's going to carry you a long way as you go off to the universities. You'll be primed to, if you decide you want to get involved in different organizations, you will. But that knowledge of using Robert Rules of Order and how to conduct business and how to weave through a process and cut out the noise is so important. So board members, we know that we have these students here, so we, if we blunder some things, you'll understand. And let me say about sports, Matthew and Christopher, the sports piece is very important, and it's something that we watch. Some of you watch the Masters probably this weekend. We'll be watching all kinds of things that happen in the sports world, and that's something too that we're so proud of. And I know that Matthew, you and Christopher, you really like that. I was a kid. That's what I wanted to be when I was young. I really wanted to be a sports person, journalist. Didn't quite happen. Howard Cosell took my place. I tell you how long it was, right? So
You were close.
I was close, and even Dizzy Dean, Steve Holland, you still out there? He knows who Dizzy Dean is, right? Right? Okay, very well. Now, but we're very proud of you, and we're proud of you particularly for the teachers who coached and worked and mentored the students. Proud of you, and the parents. If you're here, parents, will you kind of raise your hand? Parents, if it's here, let's recognize the parents. Thank you. Proud of you. Now let's go to recognition of Harlingen School of Health Professions students advancing to HCCISD State Conference. Mr. Raul Alvarez.
Good evening, Mr. President, school board members, Dr. Cavazos, senior administration, and members of the audience. Again, hi. Thank you for providing this opportunity and recognizing some of our HCCISD students tonight. The mission of HCCISD is to empower future health professionals to become leaders in the global health community through education, collaboration, and experience. We would like to congratulate and wish good luck to the following 15 HCISD CTE students from Harlingen School of Health Professions, HSHP, who competed recently at the HCCISD District Conference and placed in their specific skill areas, and therefore will be advancing to state competition in Grapevine, Texas on April 12th. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, could you please come down, please? And students, when you hear your name, could you please come forward? In clinical nursing, first place, Caitlin Grant. In health education team event, first place, Osmond Moradel and Mackenzie Hamby. In healthy lifestyle, first place, Ana Ramos. In medical assisting, third place, Olivia Lopez. Second place, Ruby Ortega. And first place, we had a trifecta here, Lily Lerma. In medical reading, second place, Will Horn. In nutrition, first place, Morgan Johnson. In the public service announcement team event, second place, David Castillo. Luis Moctezuma. And Ashley Galvan. Transcultural healthcare, third place, Maleni Arredondo. And I see some future officers here. Elected as Area 7 Vice President, Matthew Garcia. And nominated as a state officer candidate, Aaron Castillo. These are our host of state competitors. Now, they wouldn't be able to get here if it wasn't for the hard work and dedication of their sponsors and their principal. Yes, ma'am. Tina Garza. And the sponsors, Ms. Raquel Garcilaso, Mr. Federico Gonzalez, Ms. Kristen Phillips, Ms. Jessica Garcia, and Ms. Christina Ramos. Please come forward, guys.
Well, this just keeps going on, and I keep making notes. So now we're talking about state winners, national winners, world winners. We're talking about looking at upcoming two of the greatest universities in America, and we're talking about some of the greatest cities in America, from Baltimore and to Denver to Fort Lauderdale to New York City, and that's not even all. We have other students to recognize who fall outside of all of those. We are just super, super, super proud of all of you students who are here for any reason at all. You are here tonight to be honored and to see the excitement that you bring to the whole school community. We are really thrilled. This is, what a red letter night, Dr. Cavazos. I mean, this is really super tonight. Thank you very much. We're proud of you guys and girls.
And congratulations to the School of Health Professions. Our
Yeah.
parents here, any parents here for School of Health Professions? Parents?
Oh, yeah.
Raise your hand, stand up. Recognize you. All right. Very proud of you. Thank you very much. And we have recognition of FFA students who competed at the 2018 Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show.
Yay.
Mr. Raul Alvarez.
Good evening, Mr. President, school board members, Dr. Cavazos, senior administration, and members of the audience. Thank you for providing us this opportunity and recognizing some of our FFA and junior FFA students tonight. FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. Their motto sums it up the best: learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve. We had over 120 HCISD students participate at the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show in Mercedes this past spring break. So lots of people are out there relaxing and enjoying their time off, and these kids are out there working the whole week. We would like to congratulate the following HCISD CT students who placed at the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, if you please. Students, when you hear your name, please come forward to them. In the breeding lamb division, first place reserve grand champion from Harlingen South FFA, Kylie Mitchell. In the breeding hog division, first place from Harlingen South FFA, Landry Perkins. In the breeding hog division, first place reserve breed champion from Harlingen South FFA, Madison Collier. In the breeding heifer division, first place from Harlingen South FFA, Leslie Martinez. In the breeding bull division, first place reserve breed champion from Harlingen South FFA, Landry Perkins. Champion dark other pure breed hog division. First place from HHS FFA, Mia Milano. Check out that buckle. In the junior breeding cattle division, first place breed champion from HHS FFA, Victoria Trevino. In the junior breeding gilt division, first place HHS FFA, Trevor Gilbert. In the junior breeding rabbit division, first place and breed champion from HHS FFA, Kane Jacobs. A team event, Market Rabbit Division Good Housekeeping, first place HHS FFA, members consisting of Nicholas Bauer, Abigail Mendoza, Carolina Munoz, Levi Newell, Jasmine Rivera, and Jaden Gonzalez. In the Market Swine Division, first place from Harlingen High School FFA, Kara Cash. Market Swine Division, first place, HHS FFA, Cameron Eriks Moen. Here. Market Swine Division, HHS FFA, first place, Trent Gilbert. The senior grand champion of the Market Swine Showmanship Senior Division from HHS FFA, Edward Guerrero. First place in the photography division from Harlingen South FFA, Megan Adair. The senior grand champion in the public speaking contest from HHS FFA, Kara Cash. And this just in, we would like also to recognize the HHS FFA Wildlife Team, which placed third at the Area 10 CDE contest on Tuesday, April 3rd, and will be advancing to the Texas FFA State Wildlife CDE contest that will be held in Junction, Texas on April 24th. The team members are Levi Newell, Robin Nelson, Nicholas Bauer, and Kara Cash. Yes, sir. We would also like to recognize their FFA sponsors who put in way more hours than anyone else I can think of in the school district. From Harlingen South, Ms. Kristen Reich and Jesse Guerra, and from Harlingen High School, Mr. Kerry Cash.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna look at George first. Let's just go on the website. Everyone's over here. And let's see some teeth. Okay, big camera. All right, congratulations. Oh, wait. Oh.
Good job, sir.
Good job.
Mr. President,
Mr. Powers.
I want to congratulate you guys. I think this is just tremendous. How many years, Mr. Cash, have we been at the new facility?
5 years.
So y'all probably don't remember the old facility. You do? Okay, unfortunately. But what this program has done in the last 4 or 5 years is incredible. I mean, the number of winners that y'all have are up here tonight and the people that are participating, the growth of the program is just phenomenal. And I really, you know, a lot of people don't realize the hard work that goes in raising these animals and the showmanship that's involved when y'all present these animals at the shows. It's really incredible. And I think more importantly to me about the program is the discipline, the leadership, and the character that it produces. I mean, it's just, you know, from parliamentary procedure to public speaking. I don't know how many of y'all know this, but, you know, Mr. McShann, well, he attributes his public speaking ability to when he was in high school going to the state convention and being an officer. And it's just tremendous what you all are doing. So congratulations. And by the way, I mean, those jackets are so cool. Dr. Pettis wants to know if he can get one. He said he'd rather wear that than his white smock. So
Yeah, that's right.
Really proud
Thank
of
you so much, Mr. Powers. I want to recognize the parents. Would parents, you please stand. Parents, stand up. Thank you so very, very much. I know how this works, you know, said, okay, you gotta walk your animal, you gotta feed him, right? Uh-huh, no, it's yours, right? Teach you what? Responsibility, teach you character, all those things are so important. That means so much. And I know that there are people in the audience here who are probably on the advisory committee or just supporters of FFA. Will you please stand? Others who not, okay, there we are. Okay, thank you. I think Mr. Powers said it all about the value really of this organization, the Future Farmers of America. It means so much. We have so much balance in our school district, so many pillars of excellence. This is just one of many. I take special pride, as you know, because my foundation started with agriculture. In fact, I'm one of those drugstore farmers. Or you might say ranchers, all hat and no cattle. Y'all know what that means, right? Right? Uh-huh. All hat and no cattle. That'd be you, Dr. Pettis, right? All hat and no cattle.
It's fair conductor, Pettis.
Right? Right? You've heard that before. We're just very proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you for the teachers. I know the amount of hours, hours you do. 7 days a week, you're on call all the time. We know that. We appreciate that. Thank you so very much, and congratulations.
Mr. President, 1 second, please.
Oh, yes,
I don't
Ms.
think that we should go without noticing that some of us take personal pride in the swine that won, because some of us got to go play with the pigs. And I'm sure they were the ones who won, right? Oh, gosh. You all are intimidatingly wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fleury. Recognition of HHS South Speech Drama Debate students who qualified for the Tournament of Champions in Extemporaneous Speaking to be held at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. Is that?
you skipped one.
Which one did I skip? Oh, I'm sorry. Recognition of students who competed in the Skills USA State Competition on April 5th through 8th, 2018. Mr. Alvarez.
You know, I have the pictures, ma'am, if you ever want it for
Playing with the
them.
pigs.
I've got those.
Uh-oh.
Good evening, Mr. President, school board members, Dr. Cavazos, senior administration, and members of the audience, and parents. I do practice the names. I try. I really try. It's just so many of them. Thank you for providing us this opportunity and recognizing some of our Skills USA students tonight. Skills USA is a national membership association serving our high school students who are preparing for careers in trade, technical, and skilled service occupations. Their vision is to empower its members to become world-class workers, leaders, and responsible American citizens. We want to congratulate the following HCISD CTE students who placed in their specific skill areas at a recent area competition here in Harlingen and who competed at the Skills USA State Conference representing HCISD this past weekend in Corpus Christi. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos. Students, when you hear your name, please come forward. In advertising graphic design from Harlingen High School South, Victoria Castruita. Her sponsor is Mrs. Sanchez. We have a team event here, broadcast news from Early College High School, Emily Capetillo. Julissa Carvajal. I went too fast, that's why. There's other members of the team. Ashley Gomez, Early College High School. Not here, but a member of the team is Victor Alcantar from Early College High School. And their sponsor is Ms. Pat Guajardo. Cosmetology Quiz Bowl team, another team event. We have Viviana Corona from HHS. There's one, Nicole Guerra from HHS. Carla Landaverde from HHS. Autumn Mahatha from HHS. Chloe Rocha from HHS. And rounding out this powerhouse team, Vanessa Avalos from HHS. And their sponsor is Ms. Zuniga. Information Technology Services from Harlingen High School South, Pablo Ayala. He's not here. Information Technology Service from Harlingen High School South, Dylan Cardenas. And their sponsor is Mr. Arnold Watted. In the Job Skills Demonstration Information Technology event, Michael Gonzalez, Harlingen High School South. And his sponsor is also Arnold Juarez. In the Masonry event, Sadat Gutierrez, HHS. Noah Salazar, HHS. Anisa Huerta, HHS. Savannah Mendoza, HHS. Lely Contreras, HHS. And their sponsor is Mr. Victor Santillan. Technical Computer Applications, Jonathan Lopez, Harlingen High School South. Kobe Salinas, Harlingen High School South. John Jordan, Harlingen High School South. And their sponsor is Mr. Arnold Juarez. TV production team, Kayla Seidler, Harlingen School of Health Professions. Now, one more bit of information for you, now that you're taking the picture. Kayla was also elected as a State District Skills USA officer, the first state officer from Harlingen CISD in over 30 years. Noah Martinez, Harlingen School of Health Professions. Really? Mr. Tovar from Harlingen School of Health Professions is their sponsor. TV production team, Noah Liao, HHS. And their sponsor, Jalen Rivera is not here, but their sponsor is Pat Wahardo. Carla, too. Carla Landaverde. She is a district officer, right? Am I right? Or Come on back. We need to recognize you again. She is a district officer, right? From HHS. We're winning awards as we speak. We're just going at it here. And that's it. Sponsors, I'm telling you, if y'all would love to come down and take a big group picture, this is an awesome event here.
And you get just right here. Here. Everybody? Do you need a chair, George? Okay, everybody? Right here, to this camera first. Big smile, just show your teeth. Right here, to this camera. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Okay, legs, count three. Okay, stay still. Keep looking in the center.
Really? He's smart. Little creatures too. They're smart.
Four more, sir.
Mr. President,
Mr. De Leon.
Mr. Alvarez, I just want to congratulate everything that we just saw. This is just amazing. You know, there's over 300,000 students that participate in Skills USA every single year. And in order for us to be competitive and truly start fast, we need to not only compete at the local level, but the state, the national, and international level. So what an amazing thing that you're doing. There was a shirt that, those three individuals, if you have that shirt, I'd like for you to stand. It says, job ready, day one. Who had that shirt? Stand up.
Yay,
That-
awesome.
Thank you. That says it best. You know, in the world of work, if we're not honing our skills, if we're not starting quick, if we're not really working immediately to be competitive and have that edge, we're going to be behind the 8 ball. A few years ago, when Tiger Woods was at his A game, he was always winning, and he always seemed to get the lucky shot. And one commentator asked, "You always seem to be lucky," and Tiger Woods responded, "Yeah, it seems the harder I work, the more time I put in on my skill, the luckier I seem to get." And that's exactly the point. Keep working, keep striving, keep putting the skills, because I promise you, what you're doing right now, it's going to show dividends when you start going into the workforce world. I promise you. Thank you, and keep up the great work.
And thank you, Mr. DeLeon. And any of the parents here, we'd like parents, will you please stand? Wave.
Parents,
Parents. Wow, Skills USA. Dr. Cavazos and I it was a Saturday. I remember we took time out to spend some time at TSTC with the competition. Saw a lot. So proud of you. Recognize some of you. I went by the masonry, please, Mr. Santillan, and see the women dominate the men. We saw that. Really. So we're so proud of all of you for what you're doing, and it's a big win-win. And again, congratulations. Recognition of HHS South Speech Drama Debate student who qualified for the Tournament of Champions in Extemporaneous Speaking to be held at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, May 4 through 6, 2018, at Megan Connolly and Julie Wise.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, and administrative team and audience. Thank you for joining us to recognize this outstanding student. In order to qualify for this prestigious Tournament of Champions of Extemporaneous Speaking, he had to final in at least 2 national tournaments in these events. So this is an incredible accomplishment. The last time that we had a student qualify for this prestigious tournament was in 2014, if you remember a young man by the name of Jan Soto.
Oh, yeah.
So please join me in recognizing a senior and our team president for the speech drama debate team, Mr. Christopher Smith.
Go get a picture of the back of that shirt, Mr.
Yes.
Sure. We should just stay up.
He qualified for both domestic and foreign extemporaneous speaking. Yes.
Right.
We can start?
Another agenda item?
Yes.
Okay. You have recognition of students who qualified for the National Individual Events Tournament of Champions to be held in Denver, Colorado on May 11th through 13, 2018. Ms. Megan Connolly and Ms. Julie Wise.
Thank you again. We are also recognizing these two young men who similarly also had to place in the final round at 2 or more national tournaments. Now, some of the national tournaments that we attend throughout the year are tournaments like Harvard University, the University of Texas Longhorn Classic, very prestigious tournaments. So the two students who qualified for the National Individual Events Tournament of Champions is Mr. John Duncan, Jr., in humorous interpretation. And Mr. James Gracia, Sr., in dramatic interpretation.
James Gracia also just got some especially good news. Whoopi Goldberg, who else? Martin Scorsese, Lady Gaga. They all graduated from the Tisch School of Drama at the New York University, and he just got accepted there. So.
Okay, let's see. Yes, we have recognition of PTSA Students of the Month for April. Brianna Vela Garcia.
Thank you. Good evening, board members, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. So tonight I'll be recognizing our Harlingen City Council April PTSA Students of the Month. The students you see on camera tonight proudly represent HHS, South, ECHS, and School of Health Professions. We hope you enjoy this student-produced video, actually edited by Noah, who was just recognized this evening in our Media Arts and Communications Academy.
And I'm a senior and I go to Harlingen High School. Some activities that I'm in are NHS, Student Council, RGV Mentors, and cheerleading and cross country. And a leadership role that I have here is I'm the senior class treasurer. So I'm one of the 4 senior class officers. I am passionate about one day becoming a psychologist, and my dream would be to have my own private practice as being a adolescent and family psychologist. I plan on studying at either A&M College Station or UTSA.
My name is Dallas Cáceres, and I'm a senior at Harlingen High School. I'm in the club called TAFE, and TAFE stands for Teachers Association of Future Educators. I am the public relations officer, so I basically communicate with outside and tell them what our club's about. My dream is to be successful. I want to be a pediatric dentist, and I hope to open up my own practice later on in the future. I plan on attending the University of Texas at San Antonio, where I will be there for 4 years and then transfer to the UT Health Center downtown to get my dental degree.
My name is Jessie Alfaro. I'm a senior and I go to Harlingen High School South. I think the main activities that I'm in is student council and the tennis team, and I'm captain of the tennis team and vice president of student council. I think my dream would be to become an orthodontist when I grow up, and I hope to be able to open my own practice. I plan on going to St. Mary's, where I'm going to major in biology.
My name is Brianna Chavez. I'm a senior at Harlingen High School South. I am the historian for Information Technology Services Club. I am the secretary for Hawks for Christ. I'm a part of the varsity orchestra at South, and I am in PTSA. My dream is to be an elementary teacher, and I am also passionate about music. I plan to go to UTRGV in Edinburgh and study elementary education.
My name is Robert Hernandez, and I am a senior at HCISD. I'm a part of the music and drama club. I don't really have many important roles in them, but I am a really avid member and really involve myself in the club. What I'm passionate about, I'd say I'm really passionate about computers and stuff. I'd say I dream of like getting a good job in that sort of area and really learn more about it and really have fun enjoying doing the things I like to do. After graduating, I hope to go to UTRGV in Edinburgh studying computer science, because that's what I like doing the most and what I'd like to learn about more.
My name is Noah de la Fuente. I'm a senior, 12th grade, and I come to Early College High School. I'm in drama club, also in culture club. I'm a member, but I try to help out the most I can. Computers, I like computers. I work with them a lot. In future, probably go computer science or technology. UTRGV, and then probably go to UAT at University of Advanced Technology in Arizona.
Hi, my name is Michelle Hernandez, and I'm a senior at Harlingen School of Health Professions. I have been a part of competitive cheerleading at Legacy United Cheer for 6 years. This is my final year as a cheerleader, and I am glad to say that I made co-captain for this year. Also, I am part of the Youth Leadership Harlingen Steering Committee at the Chamber of Commerce. One thing I am passionate about is giving back to my community. Every year, my family and I give back to the community in Mexico, and that is one of the things I enjoy the most. I plan to attend Texas State University and study for healthcare administration.
Hi, I'm Eric Alvarado, and I'm a senior from the Harlingen School of Health Professions. I am an active member in my school's HOSA organization, and I am the secretary of Rotary Club, and I am the treasurer of the Phoenix Politics and Current Events Club. Attending HSHP has really helped me learn about my passion of helping others by forming close relationships with my peers and my teachers. Here we have learned how to collaborate with each other using the Engage to Learn model, where we work in small groups, where we have intimate conversations about how we can complete our goal. I chose UTSA because of the cost, the location, and the environment of the whole school and San Antonio as a whole.
I'd like our Students of the Month to stand up to be recognized. Any parents or grandparents that are in the audience, may you also please stand to be recognized. And this video will be available on YouTube tomorrow for y'all to watch and share again. So at this time, I'd like our City Council President, Ali Medrano, to come present the certificates to our students, and Dr. Cavazos and Mr. McShann to come forward as well. Okay, so from Harlingen High School, we have Miranda Kumpian. We also have Dallas Casares. From Harlingen High School South, we have Jesse Alfaro. And we have Brianna Marie Chavez. From Early College High School, we have Robert Hernandez. We also have Noel de la Fuente Jr. From Harlingen School of Health Professions, we have Michelle Hernandez. And we have Eric Alvarado. At At this time, I'd like to ask the board to come forward for a group photo with the students.
Okay, we now have recognition of UIL Sweepstakes Award recipients. Mr. Ronnie Rios.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, Board of Trustees, senior team, ladies and gentlemen. A UIL Sweepstakes Award in the world of music education is the very highest honor given to secondary music programs by the UIL in Texas. It is given to groups earning a Division I rating for all facets of their performance, including concert or stage performance and sight reading. I'm so proud to announce that Harlingen CISD has an abundance of these award-winning groups. So I'd like to recognize them and their award-winning teachers. Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, would you please join us up front for this very special presentation? Gutierrez Middle School, choir, Pamela Briones. Sweepstakes award-winning choir program. Gutierrez Middle School award-winning orchestra program, we have Victor Flores and Natalie Hagenberg. I'll give theirs to them at another time. Moving to Memorial Middle School, Sweepstakes award-winning choir director, Rebecca Albritton. Memorial Sweepstakes award-winning orchestra, we have Karen Geigel. Omar Pedraza. He also sang El Rey to Dr. Cavazos just before he got hired. So this helped him at the interview. Moving to Vela Middle School, we have Sweepstakes award-winning orchestra director, Donna Cavan. Vernon Middle School, Sweepstakes Award-winning choir director, Vanessa Lopez Torres. Harlingen South High School, award-winning choir director, Jesus Willie Morales. Randy Ashley. Also from Harlingen South High School, award-winning orchestra directors, Sarah Beth Geith, and Onario Ledesma.
I think y'all should make a band. We can hire you guys on the side.
Harlingen High School, Sweepstakes Award-winning choir director, Ginger Wheelock. And Anne-Marie Bodine. And I will give our orchestra director hers at another time. If I could ask the board to come forward for a special photograph, is that okay?
Before I ate the 3 candies, I couldn't button it. Now it's hard.
Well, I would think so.
All right. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
I think that's it, right? Now we're gonna, you wanna go to 8A? We'll go to- We're done with one of these.
And congratulations again to the sweepstakes winners. Well, now we'll proceed because we have EOC exams, understanding, of course, tests. We want to get our students home at a decent time. Matters related to curriculum instruction, approval of out-of-state trip for HHS South Speech Drama Debate student to compete at the Tournament of Champions in Extemporaneous Speaking at Northwestern University and at Evanston, Illinois, May 4th through 5th, 2018. Megan Conley and Julie Wise.
Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience, we are here again tonight to ask for your approval to travel out of state for the Tournament of Champions in Extemporaneous Speaking. It will be held at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. Christopher Smith, who is qualified, will be the student competing at the TOC of Extemporaneous Speaking, with your approval, of course.
Mr. President, move approval of the out-of-state trip for HHS South Speech Drama Debate. Christopher Smith to compete at the, since it said student, I might as well say that, to compete at the Tournament of Champions in Extemporaneous Speaking at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, on May 4th through 6th, 2018.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Pettis, second by Mr. DeLeon. Is there discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Approval of out-of-state trip for HHS South Speech Drama Debate team to compete at the national individual events at Tournament of Champions in Denver, Colorado, May 11th through 13th, 2018. Ms. Megan Conley and Ms. Julie Wise.
Yes, so the following weekend, we'll be traveling with two other students who you got to meet tonight, James Gracia and John Duncan, and they will be competing at this tournament in Denver, Colorado. And with your permission, we would love to travel there.
Mr. President, I'd like to, excuse me, to move approval of the out-of-state trip for HHS South Speech Drama Debate team to compete at the National Individual Events Tournament of Champions in Denver, Colorado on May the 11th through 13th, 2018, with
Second.
pleasure.
Second.
Motion, Ms. Fleury, second by Mr. Hymas. Is there discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you all so very much.
Exciting.
Approval out-of-state trip for Harlingen High School Engineering and Tech Club Sea Perch team to attend the International Sea Perch Challenge competition in Dartmouth, Massachusetts on May 31st through June 3rd, 2018. Mr. Paul Tennyson.
Dr. Cavazos, Mr. McShann, members of the board, superintendent staff. This past October, the Harlingen High School Engineering and Tech Club competed against 34 Valley teams in the HESTEC and Navy-sponsored Sea Perch Robotics competition at the HCISD Aquatic Center. The team was awarded first place, and our team qualified to compete at the International Sea Perch Challenge, the University of Massachusetts, May 31st through June 3rd. The team consists of 5 students and 2 coaches, and we're asking for permission to travel to Massachusetts.
Mr. President, make a motion to approve out-of-state trip for Harlingen High School Engineering and Tech Club Sea Perch team to attend the International Sea Perch Challenge competition in Dartmouth, Massachusetts on May 31st through June 3rd, 2018.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hyman, second by Dr. Muniz. Is there discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And this gentleman right here with you, Mr. Tennyson.
Mr. Guajardo.
Mr. Daniel Guajardo.
One of our
co-sponsor of the engineering. and
Thank
tech
you
club.
so very much. We appreciate you. Congratulations.
Great job, guys.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Approval of out-of-state trip for HCISD Middle School National Speech and Debate Association qualifiers to attend the NSDA Middle School Finals in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on June 18th through 23rd, 2018. Leanne Hentz.
Good evening again, and I am here on behalf of the students and the administrators to seek your approval to travel out of state
to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, June 18th through the 23rd, to compete in the National Speech and Debate Association Middle School National Finals.
Mr. President, I move for approval of state trip for HCISD Middle School National Speech and Debate Association qualifiers to attend the NSDA Middle School Finals in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on June 18th through 23rd, 2018.
Second.
A motion by Dr. Meunier, second by Mr. DeLeon. Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Approval of out-of-state trip for Harlingen High School South, Future Business Leaders of America students to attend the National Leadership Conference in Baltimore, Maryland from June 27th through July 3rd, 2018. Mr. Marcus Amanza.
Thank you, Mr. President, Board of Trustees, Dr. Cavazos, Superintendent, Senior Staff. I come before you this evening to seek your permission for the Harlingen High School South FBLA chapter to attend the National Leadership Conference, which will be held in Baltimore, Maryland from June 27th to July 3rd.
Mr. President, I make a motion for approval of the out-of-state trip for the Harlingen High School South Future Business Leaders of America's students to attend the National Leadership Conference in Baltimore, Maryland from June 27th through July 3rd, 2018.
Second.
A motion by Mr. DeLeon, second by, is that Mr. Powers?
Bobby.
No, I mean, Dr. Meunier. Okay. Is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great job.
Approval of out-of-state trip for the Harlingen High School Cardettes to participate in the 2018 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on November 17th through 23rd, 2018 in New York City, New York.
We all want to go, Linda.
Salinas.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, board members, and audience. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this evening. My name is Linda Salinas, and I am here along with my 2018-2019 dance officers, and we are here on behalf of the Harlingen High School Cardettes. Tonight, we kindly ask and request for your permission to travel to New York City this Thanksgiving, as we have received an invitation to participate in the 92nd annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity will allow our students to not only perform in one of the nation's oldest parades, but also experience one of the oldest cities in the United States. From the Statue of Liberty to Rockefeller Center, our Cardinals will have the opportunity to experience New York City and make memories that will last a lifetime, with your permission.
Mr. President? I would like to move approval of the out-of-state trip for HHS Cardettes to participate in the 2018 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which I watched, on November the 17th to the 23rd, 2018, in New York City, New York.
Second.
Motion, Mrs. Fleury, second by Mr. Hymas. Is there discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and congratulations, New York City. Here we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Have fun.
Have fun.
We will
And
be
now we will
watching.
move to matters relating to business services. Consideration and approval of a resolution by the Board of Trustees of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District authorizing the issuance of obligations designed as Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District Maintenance Tax Note Series 2018, making provisions for the payment thereof by the annual levy of the district's maintenance and operations ad valorem taxes, providing the terms and conditions of said notes and resolving other matters incident and relating to issuance of payment, security, sale, and delivery of said obligations, authorizing the execution of a pay-in agent registrar agreement and purchase and investment letter complying with the requirements of the letter of representations previously executed with the depository trust company and providing an effective date. Mr. Julio Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShann, Dr. Cavazos, board members. We have been discussing the maintenance tax notes at our facility committee meetings over the last couple of months. Raul Villaseñor, our financial advisor, is here to go over the final numbers. The bids were due yesterday, so I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Villaseñor.
Thank you, Julio. Boy, I would have to follow all those overachievers. But you ought to be commended for recognizing the student achievement this evening. Dr. Cavazos, to you and your staff, and of course the board. We did accept bids yesterday afternoon. We had inquiries from 45 different banks. Isn't it great to work for a great credit? And we did receive proposals from 9 different banks that we'd like to briefly summarize for you. The banks also offered up different proposals with the ability for the board to be able to prepay these maintenance tax notes if you so desired. The yellow highlighted information represents what is, in our opinion, the best bid that was submitted yesterday. We have reviewed the bids with your staff and do recommend that the board accept the bid from Lone Star National Bank. They bid an interest rate, a fixed interest rate for the full 10-year period of 2.455%.
Mr. President?
Well, Mr. President, I need to abstain from the discussion and the voting in this matter.
Dr. Pettis, that is so noted, your recusal for voting on this particular item.
First of all, I just want to say what a fantastic rate. I mean, we're really, really fortunate. With that, I'd like to move that the Board of Trustees adopt a resolution authorizing the issuance of the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District Maintenance Tax Notes Series 2018.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pyra, second by Mr. De Leon. Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you
all
very
very much. Now we go to consideration and appropriate action by the Board of Trustees appointing FIN Financial Capital Markets as placement agent for the Harlingen Consolidated Independent School District Maintenance Tax Notes Series 2018, delegating the authority to the board president, superintendent of schools, or chief financial officer to execute certain documents relating to the engagement of FTN Financial Capital Markets and other matters in connection therewith. Mr. Julio Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShane, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 9C is the agenda to appoint FTN as a placement agent for the maintenance tax notes. They were the ones that solicited the bids on behalf of the school district, and their fee was $5,000, and we're pleased with the results. Again, as Mr. Villaseñor said, we did receive 9 bids, and they're very competitive, so we're very pleased. We recommend approval.
Mr. President, again, I'd like to abstain from the discussion and voting in this matter.
Pettis has so noted your abstention from voting on this item of business.
Mr. President, with that, I move that the Board of Trustees appoint FTN Financial Capital Markets as placement agent. Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Pyra, second by Mr. Hymas. Is there a discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Mr. McShane, I'd like to recognize Arno Cantu, our bond attorney. He helped us with these transactions. He works for Norton Fulbright.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Cantu. We appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very well. Now we'll proceed with approval of minutes, March 20th, 2018, regular board meeting.
Mr. President, make a motion for approval of minutes for March 20, 2018.
Second the motion.
A motion by Mr. De Leon, second by Dr. Pettis. Is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we move to the principal's report. Ms. Bobby Jo Hushin, principal of Long Elementary.
Every single school in our district to monitor and make those adjustments as needed throughout the year. At elementary, we only focus on 4 areas, which is our early childhood readiness. We also look at our writing readiness, state assessment, and persistence, which is monitoring our student and teacher attendance. Each portion of this scorecard is critical to the other. As we prepared for this report this evening, our team thought about all the decisions that we make every single day that's driven based on data. So we wanted to start the evening by sharing with you how we transform that data into action. Every campus have their own unique way how they plan for their action plan. Here tonight, we have a very short video that we'd like to share that we believe captures some of our most engaging moments as a direct result from the data on our long scorecard.
Well, the scorecard combines all of our data for our campus. It has different areas that it looks at.
It's definitely the data-driven information, and we take that information and we come back to campus and do that deep dive. And that's where we start to look at our game plan for the school year. And it entails many things that we do here at Long Elementary. And as we look at the readiness skills of our early childhood, we want to see what we need to do to improve upon early reading, and that's through our NIHouse program.
So the difference we have seen is the growth in many different areas of the students. In particular, we've seen that their overall vocabulary has enhanced. We see this with the data and eye station, as well as their collaboration as they have discussions in the classroom.
The scorecard is really important for us as teachers because it allows us to be reflective practitioners. You know, not just for our classroom, but for our entire campus. We're able to look at the data for our campus, for our classrooms, and our campus as a whole, and really use that data to increase student achievement for the campus.
We're super excited to have the ability to incorporate technology in our classroom. With the iPads in the classroom, we're able to use apps like Seesaw, Blooms, which are basically data journals for our students. And through those activities, we push the writing and we push the, we're able to target all of our populations, special ed, 504, bilingual students, by giving them the opportunity to speak and basically collaborate with each other to come up with new ideas.
We use this information, we can fill out all the forms, we can visit with the parents, share what we're learning about their student and how we can help them grow even more. This information then is passed on year to year to year, and it's built on for future, and the children do show growth, and all of it's about the student to help them grow.
We also want to take a look at writing, for example. We have some concerns in our writing, and so when we look at the data on the scorecard, we turn around as a campus, we bring it to PLC, and we talk about what are some of the initiatives we can do. So we did. We've had staff development brought on through Region 1. We've implemented writing across the board, and we do that from pre-K to 5th grade as far as assessing them all.
We all want to see each other succeed. From kindergarten all the way to 5th grade, it's a group project. It's collaboration. We want to see our kids be successful learners.
The data is completely important because it drives what we do in the classroom every day. And at the end of the day, it's so important to be able to work collaboratively, not just with the teachers, but with the parents, because we have the same goal in mind. In the end, we want our kids to be successful. And so it's been fruitful in that we've come together and worked together, and it's worked. What we've done has worked. We're hitting those hot spots, and we're seeing improvement.
Everyone's on the same page, so we're just trying to build that consistency also from the lower grades to the upper grades. So those are just a few of the academic initiatives that we do, but they all stem from our need, which is looking at our scores on the scorecard and how we can improve everything that we do here at Long Elementary. Well, as you can see from that video, there's a lot happening, not just at Long Elementary, but at every campus in our district. At Long Elementary, though, we do have a theme every year, and our theme this year is teamwork. One team, one goal. We consider the scorecard like our statistical playbook, which guides our game plan. We first analyze our data through our administration team. We sit down, take a look at our needs, where we're having successes, and then where we're having some needs of improvement. From there, we will meet with our faculty, and then we take that deep dive during our PLC meetings. That's when we determine what are our goals. What do we want to see move that needle? How are we going to get to that next level? Part one of the scorecard is called the local academic readiness, but that's really our early childhood readiness portion. Through this district strategic plan, A vision of having all students reading by third grade was initiated. And through that vision is how we are now gauging how we are doing through the scorecard for readiness from kinder through third grade. As we all know, early childhood readiness is critical for our students to be successful in the following years. In elementary, we are really entrusted to teach children that's their first time coming into the education system. So we have the biggest responsibility to get our children to move to that next level. I'd like to share just a little data with you. At Long Elementary last year in 2017, our children took the CLI exam. And those results came back that we were 89% kinder ready for this next school year. So we met, our team got together, said, well, what are we gonna be doing, expecting for next year? Well, let's go to 93%. So, at the beginning of this year, we tested CLI and our children were at 94% kinder ready. That speaks volumes of what we do. And with that type of improvement, it is obvious that the implementation of NIHouse in our district, the vision that Dr. Cavazos had, along with Mrs. Romero and the entire senior team bringing NIHouse program to this district has truly shown results. And the teachers in our campus and across the district, I do believe, have embraced this program, have truly believed in it. They are attending everything they can in professional development, honing in on the skills that we need to close gaps. And that's where we look at that scorecard to ensure that we're meeting those goals. Another big part of, I think, our success is the support at the district level. All the professional development that we get through our instructional coaches, but also I'd like to mention having Mrs. Alvarez come to our campus and talk to our teachers throughout the year, look at that data, and help us to figure out what else can we do to move the needle. So I'd like to, recognize that she has been a big part of our success as well. As we move on the scorecard, I'd just like to share a little bit about the second part of that scorecard is basically looking at readiness in writing. We do test our children in 4th and 7th grade in the state exam. And sometimes we can fall behind in other grade levels because it's not that, it's not the focus of their assessment year. So the district made a point to monitor that through the scorecard, and we're monitoring how our children are doing in 3rd grade and in 5th grade. It's crucial. So at Long Elementary, we've also looked at that data, and we came together with vertical teams, and we said, what are our non-negotiables from pre-kinder all the way up to 5th grade? We have to have some set things that no matter what, teachers, these are things that our children need to move on the next school year so that they can be successful in our STAR writing test that we do give, which was today. So as we've done that, we've also created benchmarks for all children from pre-K all the way to 5th grade in writing. Our little pre-K children, and I have one of our teachers here today, she can attest to, they're just drawing at this point. But by the end of the year, they're writing sentences, I guarantee. It's phenomenal. We also work very closely with Region 1, you might have seen in the video, and that was really a unique experience because not only did she work with our 4th grade team, she brought strategies how to connect reading and writing together in everyday writing for all of our teachers. 1st through 3rd, we focused on our bilingual ESL students because they're struggling a little bit. That's what the scorecard shows. That was the dive we took, and we wanted to try and make an impact there. I'll give you another data here that we can be very excited about. Last year, we were at a 68% passing rate on the state writing test. So we set our goals this year. Let's try and hit 75%. Well, on benchmark 2, we were at 74%, and we tested today. So we do anticipate moving in the right direction as well. The 3rd section of our scorecard really looks at all the content areas that we test, which is your math, science, reading, and writing. And we do look at a lot of different things at Long, especially, the content area of math and science. And I think across the district, all schools also look at that because that's really critical for hands-on activities so that teachers can provide opportunities for students to really hone in on skills and close the gap as they're trying to comprehend these math skills. And in science, It's critical that when we look at the data, what are those hot spots? What are the areas of need? And one thing we found out at Long Elementary was that there's a lack of that vocabulary. If we just focus on 5th grade science in 5th grade, children are going to struggle. So we started an initiative called I Spy Science. Let's develop science vocabulary from pre-K all the way up. So every day on the intercom, you hear us mention a science word. And it may be a 5th grade word, but every child is learning it that day. And on Friday, they come to the office, we hide the words around the campus. It's a game. And if they find it, they get to come to the office. And it's amazing to see a kindergarten student explaining to you what magnetism is, because they're like, they can't even say the word, but they use it in a sentence. And it's really neat to see that we're all on the same page trying to build our science program at the elementary level. The last part of our scorecard that I'd like to talk to you a little bit about is the persistence section. And this is, on the scorecard, we look and track all of the attendance from our children to our staff. And this is really important. Why do we call it persistence? Well, the definition of persistence is to continue on a course that is difficult. We want children in school every day. And many children sometimes don't feel like coming to school. There's reasons why they don't come to school, but we need them to be persistent, to come every day, because the bottom line is if you're not in school, you're not learning. So we need them here every day. But as we do that, there's a lot of things all of us do at elementary. We give banners, we have parties, we have dances, we put stickers on them when they're here every day. So there's a lot of neat things happening in our district. But I think it goes beyond that. We have to consider that teachers go over and beyond every day, and they do that through what you saw here tonight, all these beautiful children of ours that are being recognized for their achievements. Well, it starts at elementary. We're doing Battle of the Book, we're doing robotics, we're doing chess, we're doing dance, we're doing coding, we're doing everything possible to make them want to come to school every single day. But it doesn't just happen with us teachers. We need our community partners. We need the fire department. We need Southwest Airlines. We need Harlingen High School students that come and read to our children on Friday mornings. There's just so much happening within our community, and that's what builds the bridge so that we can make those academic gains. And then our parents. What can we say about our parents? They're absolutely the key to our success in having children here every day. So we try to provide on every elementary campus anything that we can do to have parents realize how important their education is. The last item on our scorecard here that I'd like to mention on persistence is what we do for staff. And you can't do enough for our staff in this district. They're amazing people, they're dedicated, and they deserve recognition. Teachers of the Month. We also have, they enjoyed the February Fabulous Friday because there was a lot of chocolate in that month, as you can see.
Oh.
We did a scavenger hunt that went awry, but we're not gonna talk about that tonight. We do shout outs to our staff. All these things is motivating them, building our culture, getting them to want to come to work every day and enjoy where they work so they can teach and have children do the best that they can. So tonight, I hope you can truly see how this scorecard, realizing our dream in HCISD, in every single campus, we're doing this and so much more because we want to provide that opportunity for children to be well-rounded. And that's why we definitely want to reach, we want to aspire, and we dare to be. We are HCISD.
Mr. President, if I could.
I'd like to thank
Oh,
all of
please.
these beautiful staff members. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me at this time?
Mr. President,
Yes, Dr. Pettis.
I have 10, I've been writing them down.
Oh,
10
yeah. He used to take the EOC.
I really don't have questions. I'm just here proudly reflecting on where we've come in the past several years since the approval of the strategic plan. And your presentation tonight, to me, is sort of the culmination of the commitment and the fidelity to that plan, because everything in your presentation is what we were trying to achieve when this board and under the leadership of Dr. Cavazos and his team, proposed the plan, and then we approved it. You talk about data-driven decisions and actions, culture of innovation at your campus and continuous improvement, infusion of technology, the focus on early literacy, creating self-learners, the collaborative learning, and all the 4 C's, and you know, everything that you're doing. And really, the best thing of all to me is the district is so focused on our students and their achievement that we are making it real with these scorecards. This is not just an easy grading system and pat ourselves in the back. Like, this is these scorecards are so effective at improving student outcomes. It's just amazing, and I know that I know for a fact that people are taking notice throughout the state. The focus on assessment and accountability, and the focus on the realizing your dream of the scorecards. I'm just so proud of the work that's going on in this district, and I think, and again, the thing to me that's amazing is this is at Long Elementary, right?
Yes.
This is the foundation. These kids now are the foundation. You know, they're building their foundation.
Exactly.
Just imagine what they're going to achieve. You know, we just celebrated a bunch of high school students. I just imagine what they're at that level, what's going to happen. And so I just can't wait, to see it come to fruition. So thank you and your dedicated teachers for inspiring these kids every day and for being committed to the great work. It's not easy. Talk about persistence, right? That's one of the definitions of being a great teacher, right? Because there's a lot of failures along the way, and not only your own work, but the students. And you have to just be committed to, having an abundance mentality and saying, okay, well, how do we, if this didn't work, how do we do this, and that kind of stuff. And then in that, you're teaching the students persistence, and you're teaching the students grit and everything else. And so I'm just so proud of the work that's going on. You guys should be proud of yourselves. And I noticed one of y'all, y'all are just amazing. So I can't, I know it's late, it's, but thank you for your dedication.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, could we take a group photo with the folks here? All right.
Yes, sir. He wasn't with you.
Shane, you're in the way. I'll take better pictures than us.
You're blocking, Shane.
There you go. Look, she's ready. And she's got pearls on and everything. I got you. All right, guys, we're good. Right here real quick. 1, 2, 3. And right here, you want to take a picture real quick? Right here, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're gonna do it. Everybody look over here, Bobby. You get stuff.
Pointed the wrong way, but it was still good.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Certainly, before you leave, we must, before you leave, team, you all know that you almost maybe had have a heart attack when we was back when you invited me, and yes, totally. I'll just tell you what happened. It was, I think, Board Recognition Month, and of course I had breakfast. Everybody was so nice to me, and then Hutchins said, Mr. McShann, I don't know how to say this to you, but you know that our mini-purpose facility, gee whiz, I know you all passed TRE and things, something may have just happened, but I need to show you something. I said, oh, really? What? Yes, I need to see it. So, so I open the door, walk in, and it's black, right? And all of a sudden, the lights come on, and all the children are there in the Purpose Center, and that was recognition for me. I mean, that's one time I can tell you, I like, oh my goodness. It really touched me. But on a serious note, let me say this. Dr. Pettis summarized really so well your presentation. But as a principal, there are principals here, former principals in the room, the administrators back there. 1, 2, 3, 4 of you back there were principals. Principal. And what you depicted tonight is the leadership of a principal. And it's about teamwork. It's about, I think you said, one goal, one plan. And what you really demonstrated tonight, Dr. Cavazos has this Realizing the Dream report that he presents certainly to the board, to the district. But you're doing that, realizing that dream at Long Elementary. And that's really what it's all about. That's where it starts. And I just want to note this, that you realize that writing is a big challenge for us at your campus. It's a big challenge really in our district. Dr. Cavazos pointed that out when he presented it to the board. He said that's a challenge. You're just doing something about it starting in kindergarten. We also know we're challenged with science. You're doing something about it starting in kindergarten. So that vision and being able to pull together your team to say that children matter. If we get them started early, certainly Carmen Alvarez, we can't say enough for you, we see this. That's what we dream about as a board. And as a board, it makes your time. I know Dr. Pettis and Dr. Muniz and Mr. Powers, the young people here who are still working, you take the time to sit on this board and to see this kind of thing happening will really create a miracle, I think, in public education in this state and this country. So we're so proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you so very much.
Go home and rest.
I know, long hours.
I know.
Public comments. No couple, very well. Now, let's move to the approval of consent calendar.
Mr. President, move approval of the consent calendar as presented.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Pettis, second by Mr. Leon. Is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Matters relating to transformation and school support. We have, Dr. Loyola.
Thank you, Mr. President, Dr. Cavazos, board members, senior team, and audience. At the Transforming Teaching and Learning Committee meeting held earlier this month on April 3rd, we had 2 presentations that were done by members of our design team, or our design teams throughout the district, specifically the Innovative Schools Design Team and our Community Engagement Design Team. The first presentation was done by Joseph Villarreal, Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education, Mrs. Veronica Corton, Administrator for Organizational Development, as well as Melissa Parker, who is our Director of Advanced Academics. Each of them shared an update on where our new innovative schools for next year are at. Specifically, we talked about the STEM Squared Preparatory Academy. Mr. Villarreal shared with us the programming and how it will look, specifically looking at scheduling, curriculum, and some of the innovative learning that will take place. In addition, he outlined the various pathways beyond STEM Squared. After that, Mrs. Corton talked about our Lee H. Means Elementary Fine Arts Academy. We looked at the unveiling of the new logo design that will come about for our Fine Arts Academy. She revealed the school's motto, targeted goals, definition of the Fine Arts Academy experience that will specifically look at the areas of dance, music, visual arts, and the theater strand, as well as talking a little bit about some of the foreseen professional development. And then Mrs. Melissa Parker closed out the presentation talking about our International Baccalaureate program that will be targeted at 2 elementary schools in our district. She talked a little bit about what that process will look like in terms of the authorization to receive the IB designation, the curriculum model, as well as some of the program goals that will come about. Really exciting work that we credit all the members of our design teams and the work they have put in designing these programs. So we're excited at what that will look like. A lot of interest district-wide and actually outside of our district as well. A lot of participation and excitement coming about with that. So we're looking forward to next year and what these programs will bring. The second presentation was done, as I mentioned before, by the Community Engagement Design Team, specifically Luis Solorio, Tina Garza, and Brianna Vela, our marketing coordinator, shared what they have been doing as part of their design team as they seek to engage our community about the great things that are happening in our district. And so they looked at it as a two-prong approach, looking first internally, and how do we build knowledge within our own staff in the district and make them experts regarding all of the programs and opportunities that are available. So they shared a number of ways in which they will be doing that. And then Brianna came forward to talk about the external pieces and how they will be looking to engage our external community, specifically looking at a redesigned website that's certainly much more user-friendly to our community. Talked a little bit about the changes that we're doing with social media, but beyond that, the grassroots effort that they will be doing now, and that's something very different where we'll be going out into our community, specifically through programs, and we saw some of that with our Kid Fit program. They talked about how we will be doing some outreach at events like market days, really putting ourselves out into our community where everybody is at and really exposing everybody to what we are doing in HCISD. So we foresee a lot of that community engagement piece really coming into play as we target both our internal and our external stakeholders. Dr. Muniz shares Dr. Perez chairs our Transforming Teaching and Learning Committee. So Dr. Perez, if there is anything else that you would like to add.
Well, just briefly, I think again, I think of our reputation around the valley and across the state of being a district of innovation and choice, and I think that these schools, innovative schools, just highlight the great work that we're doing, and we see now the imitation around a lot of different places to some of the concepts that we're doing, but we're not just doing it for the headlines and things like that. We're going to do it the right way, and I'm really proud of the systemic transformation we're making. We really are a district of choice and innovation, and I'm so proud of the innovative schools concept, and we just can't wait we just hearing so much about that in the community right now, and so everybody's so proud of the choice we're offering our community. And then of course it makes it easier to engage the community when you have great work like that ongoing, right? And so I know Shane and Brianna will continue to, highlight our schools and our students. And I like the concept of the internal and external approach because we have so many, I think, amazing teachers and employees in our campuses and across the district, our staff, that could volunteer proudly to sort of go out and engage the community. And I think that if we find some ways to reward them for that, it'd even be more special, right? And so I'm sure you guys will come up with some great concepts, but who better to market than the folks that are sort of inside living it day in, day out, inspiring our students. So very proud of the work. We can't wait for the next meeting. And again, Dr. Noyola, you also deserve a special recognition because I know you put a lot of work into these presentations, even when you're not at the dais doing the work. And we really appreciate your vision and your constant dedication to the work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bettis, for your leadership, and Dr. Noyola and the entire team. Great work. Proud of you. Now let's move to approval of instructional material allotment certification to Hopkins.
Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos, I'm seeking approval of the instructional materials allotment certification. The certification is to ensure that the district is using its instructional materials allotment to obtain materials that cover all the essential knowledge and skills for the subject areas listed on the form. And the administration has put in place procedures for ensuring that the district is using materials that meet the essential knowledge and skills.
I have a quick question, Mr. President. Have we seen a drop in using some of the materials with e-books and everything else that we have with technology, or?
Nothing noticeable. In fact, as far as like elementary, it's actually been an increase because now the push has been to more consumable materials. At one time, consumables were just like for the lower grades. Now they span all the way up through 8th grade even. So actually probably more of an increase than anything.
Okay, thank you.
May I ask what's an example of consumables in the middle school?
We do have the science consumables and also mathematics.
You're talking about like workbooks?
They look like workbooks, so they're textbooks integrated into a consumable textbook. They come in 2 parts actually. Like in the middle school, they'll use it like for half the year, and then the second half of the year they'll use the volume 2.
Okay, thanks, Tom. I move approval of the instructional materials allotment certification, Mr. President.
Second.
We have a motion. Oh,
Second. Jerry. Motion.
Jerry, motion?
I'm sorry, yes, I said move approval.
Okay, very well.
Yes.
Ms. Fleury, motions.
Thank you.
Powers, seconds. There discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Adoption of
Thank you,
professional
Tom.
service agreement for Teach for America. Ms. Veronica Corton.
Good evening, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, senior team and audience. I bring to you this evening a review for the proposed professional services agreement between Harlingen CISD and Teach for America. As you know, we've had a long-time partnership with them, and so we're bringing forward the agreement at this time. And the administration recommends the approval of the proposed professional services agreement as presented. And this agreement would actually commence in the fall of 2018 and end or go through the spring of 2022.
Mr. President?
I have a
Yes,
quick
sure.
question. Is there any changes, modifications, anything different from last year?
No, actually, the only thing is that the pricing structure is a little different, and so it's every year it'll increase by about $500, but we are going to remain with the 5 teachers. Right now, we have 9 core members in our district. We have 5 first-year members and 4 second-year members.
Thank you.
Does that mean we're cutting back from 9 to 5, or is it
No,
just
no,
the
no,
way
every
they're
year.
allocated?
So with that 9, we have 5 in one cohort and 4 in the other.
Got it.
So we'll remain with the 5. We've had a great partnership with Teach for
Yeah.
America, and so we are really enjoying our partnership. We've learned a lot from them, and we are going to be expanding our partnership a little bit, and the professional development that they do during the summer is extraordinary, and so we're going to take time to learn from them this summer.
Super. I'd like to move approval of the adoption of professional services agreement for Teach for America. And I would like to say in doing so that I am extraordinarily impressed that we are continuing and expanding. That's
Second.
Motion, Ms. Fleury, second, Ms. De Leon. Is there discussion? I would like to point, I know you don't have the numbers, but are we finding that some of the Teach for America teachers are staying with our district?
Some of them are. We actually, a couple of our core members have been, they've loved Harlingen and they've stayed. Obviously, some of them have moved on.
Sure.
But a couple of our core members, and one of them that comes to mind is Mr. Ott. He was here earlier with our speech, drama, and debate program. So he's a neat teacher, very committed to Harlingen. And so there's several examples like that around the
Sure.
district.
Excellent.
But anytime we can keep those core members, they're a huge value add for our district.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Yes.
very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Matters relating to business services, consideration and approval to extend insurance coverage for property and contents named windstorm, hail, flood, and boiler and machinery, CSP, number INS R0316, extension 2. Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShane, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 9A is consideration to extend our insurance coverage for property and contents named windstorm and hail, and flooding, and boiler and machinery. We're recommending to renew with Shepherd, Walton, and King at a cost of $664,616.40. This represents a 5% increase from the previous years. We're actually expecting a higher renewal rate due to all the hurricane issues that we had last year, so we're happy with a 5% increase. This is the last year of a 3-year bid, that we bid it out 2 years ago. So next year, we're gonna have to bid it out. This is the last year we can renew, and we're recommending to renew for another year.
Mr. President, move approval of extend the insurance coverage for property and contents named windstorm, hail, flood, and boiler and machinery as presented.
Second.
A motion by Dr. Pettis, second by Mr. Hymas. Is there a discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Considering approval of election workers and officials, Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShann, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 9D is consider and approve election workers and officials. District is required to appoint election workers for early voting on election day. The list is attached to your agenda. We have used those employees before, and they are knowledgeable with election law. We do recommend approval.
Mr. President, make a motion for approval of the election workers and officials as represented by administration.
Second.
Motion by Mr. De Leon, second by Mr. Powers. Is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Consideration approval to award construction services contract for the HCISD mini gym multipurpose building improvements at Long, Lamar, Wilson, and Bonham Elementary campuses, CSP number CNST 0418-1. Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShann, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 9E is consideration and approval to award the mini gyms multipurpose building project for Long, Lamar, Wilson, and Bonham. The ranking committee met and ranked the 4 proposals that we received. The committee is recommending the top rank offerer of G&G Contractors at a cost of $220,169.60. This is below our budget of $375,000, so we're happy about that. We did discuss this at our facility committee meeting last week. I'd be glad to answer any questions. We are recommending approval.
It's your pleasure.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the contract as presented by administration.
Motion by Mr. Hymas.
Second.
Second by Dr. Muniz. All in favor, is there discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Consideration approval to award construction services contract for the network cable and equipment projects for STEM Preparatory Academy at St. Paul's, CSP number CNCP 0318. Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShine, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 9F is consideration and approval of award for cabling at the new STEM Square Academy. The ranking committee met and ranked the 4 proposals that we received. The committee's ranking is recommending the top rank offerer of Insight at a cost of $113,136.56. This is below the projected cost of $130,000, so we're pleased about that. I'd be glad to answer any questions the board might have.
I move for approval of the award construction service contract for the network cabling equipment project for STEM Preparatory Academy, St. Paul's, CSP, number CNCP 0318.
Second the motion.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Powers, second by Dr. Muniz. Is there a discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion carries. Consider approval of low attendance waiver for Gutierrez Middle School on April 2nd, 2018. Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Mr. McShann, Dr. Cavazos, board members. On April the 2nd, 2018, Gutierrez Middle School had an attendance rate of 68.04%. There was a difference of more than 10% from the prior year. The district is able to submit an attendance waiver to not claim that day for attendance. By submitting this waiver, our ADA for the 4-6 weeks would be greater, which means additional funding for the school district. We recommend approval. Again, anytime there's a 10% variance from the previous year, we can submit a waiver. Even if it's a campus, we can do it by district or by campus. And for this case, it was Gutierrez that had a more than a 10% variance, and we're recommending approval.
Mr. President, I move that we can approve the low attendance waiver for Gutierrez Middle School on April 2nd, 2018.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Powers, second by Mr. De Leon. Is there discussion?
Just, well,
I'd
just,
like to ask, why?
Dr.
Doesn't
Cavazos.
know why it
Oh.
goes.
Yeah, I mean, the week before, Gutierrez Middle School received a non-credible threat that resulted in high absenteeism for April the 2nd. It wasn't a credible threat. The police determined that, so some of the kids did not attend school that Monday.
I just have one question for Julio. You've probably crunched the numbers. How much money is this saving the district if we do this?
For this particular, it's a little bit difficult to crunch the number for that one school. So I haven't done the full analysis, but ADA-wise, it might be, 10 to 20 more ADA for that particular 6 weeks for that campus, which we're sought additional funds.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All those, any additional discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Matters relating to district operations, Facilities Committee's report, Mr. Tapia.
Yes, President McShine, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos. On April 3rd, we held a Facilities Committee meeting. In the meeting, we discussed various district TRE program projects, beginning with the Vernon decorative fence that we're doing around Vernon. The baseball fields, we discussed the completion of the fields and the certificate of occupancy we had received from the city to begin using those facilities. We discussed the prep work being done for the AC upgrades at Wilson and Long. Also discussed the commencement of the athletic tracks at at the Harlingen High School, that they had already demolished the old track, and this week they actually started at South. So we're on track to complete those projects by the projected August 1st timeline. Treasure Hills, we discussed the design progress with the project architect and their structural and mechanical engineers now. So we're on track as well. We'll give another update at the next board meeting on a bidding schedule. Multipurpose buildings, well, we just approved the bid here a little while ago. And STEM Academy, we gave an update of all the work that's being done. That's being done in-house by our maintenance staff. And then we're bidding some things out, like the technology project that we just awarded. And we discussed one change order for the an air conditioning project at Harlingen High School. And Julio Cavazos gave an update on the construction financial report. Mr. Powers is our facilities chair. Would you like to add anything, Mr. Powers?
Just a few things. The fence looks terrific. What a great job. Are the gates completely finished too? Are they still working on the gates?
Not the gates. I think
The gates still need to be coming in or something?
I believe so, yes.
Well, it looks really, really nice, and I've noticed that they're gonna start on a water system pretty soon also, so that'll be great. The baseball fields, just a real quick, if you remember a month ago, the people doing the job are way behind, and we asked them, they did come through and pretty much finish the job by the end of March, which they had agreed to do, and there's still some punch list items, but I drove by the other day, and it really looks nice, Oscar. Your group's done a great job getting the facilities ready, and everybody's being able to use them, and they look terrific. The track project at Harlingen High School it's moving along fast. It looks like they're going to be on schedule.
They already went to South, Mr. Powers, and they've done a
already
lot of
started there?
excavating over there as well.
Wow. So it's everything's on schedule. Great job y'all are doing, keeping them going to where we won't have any downtime next year. That's super.
Right, thank you, Mr.
Thank
Powers.
you. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Mr. Powers, for chairing the Facilities Committee, and Mr. Tapia for your team. You're doing outstanding work. I know what you're doing at all across the district, St. Paul's in particular. We certainly appreciate that. It is now 9:29. Adjournment to close or executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.082, the Open Meetings Act, for the following purposes. Discuss recommendations regarding employment of renewal of educators and professional contracts with probationary term and other contracts. Employment for 2018, 2019. Discuss employment of teachers and other professional staff. We're in executive session. It's 10:27. Reconvene into open session for actions on matters discussed in executive session. Consider recommendation regarding employment of the renewal of educators and professional contracts or probationary and term and other contract employment for 2018-2019 school year.
I move that the board renew the probationary term and non-chapter 21 employment contracts for teachers and other professionals as recommended by administration, and that the board employ those employees under the appropriate corresponding contract for the 2018-2019 school year as discussed in executive session.
Second.
A motion by Mr. DeLeon, second by Mr. Powers. Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider employment of teachers and other professional staff.
Make a motion to approve the employment of teachers and other professional staff as discussed in executive session.
We have a motion by Mr. Hymas,
Second.
second by Mrs. Fleury. Is there discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This regular board meeting is adjourned.